thanks for tuning in to Beyond That. I am Jennifer. This is Mary.
Hi.
Normally we grab some questions out of a little bowl that we have here, but today we're just doing this, fly by the seat of the pants broadcast because Mary came with a question, a very good question, which goes way deep into the wormhole. When she had inherited her mother-in-law's Bible. So I'm going to let Mary explain how we got to sitting here discussing this very deep and important subject. So Mary, have at it.
All right. We had to sell my mother-in-law's home and put her in an assisted living. Difficult time, but she said, Mary, I want you to have the family Bible, which I wasn't aware of at all at the time. And so it was her parents' Bible. She's 82, so this was her parents' Bible. And I thought, oh, that's pretty special. So we were talking about Revelations 9 through 12. And when I got home, I thought, I'm going to read 9 through 12 from this family Bible. So it was published in 1953. And I went to Revelations, which I know is the last book of the Bible. And I'm like, where? Revelations. So they called it, in this edition of the Bible, Apocalypse, and instead of Revelations. So that just, so that's interesting. So the next day I saw Jen, and I was like, in my Bible that I have, which is a fairly new Bible, I used it for study and whatnot, and it's Revelations, and that's all I've ever heard it be called, Revelations. But now, with this older Bible, Apocalypse, so this Bible's in the 70s, probably a year old, from the 50s, and I said, when did that change? When did they go from Apocalypse to Revelation? So that was what raised the question. So Jen and I, we did some research as far as the definition of Apocalypse versus the definition of Revelations.
Yeah, well, first we did a little research to find out when the language had changed, and we couldn't find anything on that legitimate. And so then we started thinking and talking and pondering more that changing the name from Apocalypse to Revelations, what was the use? Why? Why would anybody change any word in the so-called sacred text at any point in time? So that led to more questions, and then we got deeper and deeper into, okay, well, there are words in the Bible that have been changed from translation. You go back, if you roll back way back before Babylonian times, we find all these sacred journals that have been written on papyrus and even silver, Dead Sea Scrolls. All these ancient texts had to be translated, and when they were translated, unfortunately, they were translated by humans who err and make errors. So then we went, it was like this domino effect. We just kept going and saying, okay, well, you define this word as this. I define this word differently.
Sure.
Someone in Africa defines it differently. Someone in Greece, someone in, Italy. So everybody, you get one word, and you got like all these definitions.
Different interpretations, yeah.
So that led me, and I'm going to have to cheat on my phone because I can't memorize all spirit stuff in this world. So Revelation defined in our time is the act of making something evident. So it's an act of making something evident. Okay? Then you go to Apocalypse. The definition for that is a very serious event resulting in great destruction and change. So if you want to take all the Revelations as word, then it should be Apocalypse.
Right.
Where does Revelation come in? There's no reason to have changed the words of Apocalypse to Revelation, other than personal choice and coercion. So then we get into the words. So Mary comes in today, and I'm talking to her about it, and I said, okay, Mary, if I take the Bible verse that says, the fruit of the tree, what is fruit to you? What'd you say?
Apple.
She said apple.
Right.
Well, how many people have been trained that the fruit of the tree of knowledge was an apple tree? It does not say that in sacred text at all, but most people perceive that. If you take the word fruit, it can also mean blessing.
Blessings, or fruitful.
Yeah, be fruitful and multiply. Be blessed, multiply. So, what was another word we did? Virgin.
Virgin, yeah.
That's a good one because here on the Earth planet, we are a planet of reproduction. So we're all based on a sexual mindset, relating sex with everything because of the reproductive power or energy that influences our being in this planet. So being a virgin doesn't necessarily mean you didn't have sex and you're you know,
or be sexual at all.
At all.
Yeah.
Virgin olive oil.
Sure.
A virgin mind. Virgin heart, virgin soul.
Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary means uncontaminated to some. So each word has a different definition to each person.
Yeah.
My point with the whole thing is to take us back, long back, forget this whole time that we're in now, because the language that all the Bibles and sacred texts were written in were not our language.
Yeah.
The words used were simply perceived by the writer as to what the definition was. That's like, you can take any book ever written.
Right.
And me and 5 people can write the same subject matter, but each word we use changes the perception of it to the reader.
Interpretation of it.
Right. So the definition way back, Babylonian, pyramid times, all that stuff way long before us. Total different language, total different definitions when using words. So then we have the translators come in. They take all that foreign language, put it into new languages, into God knows how many Bibles are out there now.
Yeah.
Which are not of the original text. They have been edited. They have been altered. Words changed. Now, mind you, I believe the Bible is a guide. I believe it is a personal guide for the person. Yes. Well, not even the word, no, because the only word
that's what it's referred
is God's
to.
word.
It's referred to as the word.
It's referred to as the word.
Right.
But again, we're going to go into a perception. The word to me is the word God speaks right here, right through each individual person. Which also.
Well, that's deep. That's really
well, and it also goes back to the 10 Commandments.
Sure.
Don't worship anything. No worshiping. But so now I'm going to get off on subject on that one. So we'll have to save 10 Commandments for another day. But now I forgot where I was. You forgot too.
Yeah.
See, this is so deep. It goes so deep down the wormhole. You can go off on 50 different directions. So anyway, the definitions, the wording, the perception, the meaning of the writers back then do not apply, and it is not reflected in the Bibles that we are reading today or have been trained to read.
Or what you were saying were the many Bibles that were
yes, and there's so many Bibles out there now. So they have all been edited. Whereas, if you're going to go by the Bible, I'm probably never going to find it. If you're going to go by the Bible, the last chapter of the Apocalypse, not Revelations, says, no one shall change one word.
Yes.
In this book.
Amen.
No one should change one word. You can forget fruit, virgin, all the other misinterpreted words. And go with the one proof we have here in this Bible saying one word was changed. Apocalypse was changed to Revelation.
Yeah.
So what I want to bring to the point is when you are listening to and following whatever man has told you or taught you, you have to use your inner self. You have to use your inner knowing. Because if you're going to go by this Bible and believe what's in it and support it and honor it, then you better honor it for what it says. And it says, don't change one word. And me personally, I do not claim a religion because I believe in all religions. I support all religions in various aspects. But the point on my scale is four Bibles anywhere and everywhere. The only important thing to me is the beginning and the end. That's it. Everything in the middle is a guide. It's no different than me writing one of my books on, here's some tips how to live life, or the beginning and the end. That's also in there too. I am the Alpha, I'm the Omega, I'm the beginning and the end. Nobody talks about the middle, okay? Because the middle doesn't really matter. It's a way to get you to the beginning or the end. It's a guide. So, 10 Commandments, and don't change one word in this book, is the simplicity that we can live by. Now I'm going to touch on another thing, only because it is in relation to the apocalypse. I don't know where. I'm not a Bible scholar in any way, shape, or form. I tend to live it personally, which everybody does. So it's not a literal book.
Yeah.
First of all, it's symbolic. It's not literal. And I do believe in some way, shape, or form, no matter what religion or Bible that we have, each individual will experience this book, the writings in the book, personally, themselves. It goes through, you go through life processes. I guarantee it's written in here in some way, shape, or form, because that is what we call ascension. That's what we call moving from, ego to higher mind or soul. The problem with that is, with ascension, even all the people who wrote the books, all the people who wrote papyrus and sacred text, they did not apparently sit there and make up a story in their head, okay? They received all their information through dreams, visions, relationships with God, angels, whoever, numerology, voices, sky voices. They received their information all telepathically, psychically, clairvoyantly, whatever you want to call it, which I find funny because they all said they received these words from God. Okay, they all received the knowledge from God or angels. And if they received it through visions, dreams, and all this other metaphysical stuff, why do religions persecute those who do it today? Yet why do they persecute, say no wizardry, no sorcerers, no dreamers, no seers, don't do numerology, don't follow the sky, when all those things were actually what God created before man? So they are in existence. The other thing is, if you truly, truly, truly know and love God, and you believe God is it, the perfect one, everything that came from Creator One, is perfect and beautiful, and just brought that manifestation into space, then how can anything be wrong or broken or bad? If you truly believe thee is all perfect, then nothing ever created anywhere is wrong or bad. It's perfect. The problem is our perception. We are perceiving things as imperfect, broken, bad, horrible, traumatizing, the whole laundry list of negative words. Whereas, if we perceived our love and knowing that everything was perfectly designed, perfectly placed, perfectly timed, there would be no suffering, there'd be no ill perception, there'd be no wrong perception leading us down, avenues that are non-conducive. Or having to sit here and have a podcast to discuss why do we fall in this trap. If you believe Creator, God, angels, I don't care who you pray to or believe in, if you truly believe that that entity, that being, is the all-perfect, then everything's perfect. Everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I'm using logic here
Right.
to try and to relay such a deep, deep message. But so you're hesitating. So what?
It's just how we're taught. You know.
Perception.
Yeah.
We're taught the perception of someone else's ideas.
The different religions, so to speak, that
Mm-hmm.
we all are. And I'm with you. I accept all religions, you know, harmony in a sense. But yeah, it's just however you interpret or perceive what you're being taught, and then we think that's the right way.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've thought that our whole lives. Now
Yeah.
we're all waking up going, wait a minute. We don't even have our own identity because we are products of everything that had been taught and embedded in us
Sure.
from growing up, jobs, parents, you know, the whole adult world.
Yeah.
But that's why, you know, I'm kind of led to do this is because we're at a point now with the world changing, and this is also, you know, planetary and astrological, that we have to really start thinking about our position and our own perception, our own intelligence, and gaining that back. Because if we don't, we're just going to fall victim deeper and deeper and deeper into confusion. And creator is not confusion. Creator is simple. It's that simple knowing. So all things aside, ponder the implications of what you think you know and what your heart tells you to know. I'm just pointing things out so people can explore their own connectivity. Ultimately, all in all, I don't see, for me, and I learned this in my my multiple near-death experiences. Even the recent one has just brought so much information in. Nothing anywhere matters except a direct personal relationship with the other side, whoever that is for you. Creator, God, some people do Lucifer, some people do planets or aliens. I don't care what it is.
Angels.
As long as you have a direct connection with that, you're golden. You don't have to be told through books or buildings or podcasts, you know, to think about things because you'll know it. And that's what I say, just focus on, just work on knowing your relationship. Don't go third party, go direct. Do you have anything that you want to add about that? Because she was actually raised Catholic and
and this is a Catholic Bible.
Yeah.
And so different religions, their Bibles are, you know, so I don't know. It just was man created all these religions. And we are all, you know, taught
and
differently.
that's the other thing from my experiences on the other side. There is no religion.
None.
There's no separation, no division, no polarity, no duality. That's the world we live in here on earth. It is not existent on the other side.
No.
And a lot of this religious stuff coming up is actually part of the second, third, and fourth near-death experience I had in May. That is a lot of what I experienced when I went to the other side. So the religious subject is probably going to be on the table for a little while and expanding everywhere, because we're at the point in time to where we're in a transition of going towards a new earth, so to speak. But what that means is we're going from ego to soul, ego to spirit. And with that, you have got to crumble down everything that you think you know in order to ascend up to that higher soul knowing. So it's okay to get rid of your beliefs. It's okay not to. It's okay to change your ideas. I mean, after all, that's why we have a brain.
Sure, soul search.
Yeah, it's okay to go on that journey and explore the various aspects of you, because if you don't do that, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck in suffering, mindset, conformity, and just dealing with whatever comes your way, rather than having a knowing and a comfort of you making the way. It's a time, it's a call for action. And unfortunately, unfortunately for many people, that's going to be hard to come out of that box of conformity.
Yeah.
And not that you have to. Some people, I'm sure, might stay there. I just wanted to bring it to note that there are so many things that we follow that are not being explored and revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was sent back here to do, was reveal the truth as much as possible.
Bring
and
heaven to earth.
Bring heaven to earth, and just empower people to be able to stand up on their own and not be the puppet.
Right.
It's not that hard. It's really not to be that strong. And stand up and fight for heaven and goodness.
Yeah.
And we need to do it now with what's going on in the world. If we don't do it, we're probably just as bad as the ones who are doing it, doing the chaos. And I don't see how you can know something is wrong that someone's doing and not be there to shine a little light on it. At least reveal enough to where people can question.
Sure.
So, thank you, Mary. That was a great little question thing. I'm glad you brought it to attention. I'm sure we will be doing more of these as we dig deeper into the false perceptions of the world, and just go forth being the person your soul already knows you are.
Yeah.
Your soul knows who you are. We just need to catch up and say, oh, hey, I know you.
Sure.
It took a while to meet you and remember you, but I know you're in there, and be that person, because that's what the world is calling for now.
Mm-hmm.
Soul stepping up to the front line.
That's it. And it's a feel good.
Yeah.
It's a feel good.
Oh, and that's okay, that just dropped in. So, yeah, this is, I actually thought about this last night briefly, and then, man, the wormhole just dumped all this information in. So I've recently gotten into near-death out-of-body experience research, and talked to quite a few people. I've listened to a lot of stories, and they're all weird stories. They're all strange experiences considered wizardry and sorcery and all this other stuff.
Right.
However, for all the people, let's say 100,000 people had a near-death out-of-body experience, and they came back and they shared their story. They're all going to be different experiences because of processing, but we all come back with the same message.
And what is that?
Over there is perfect.
Right.
There is no division. There is no unity. It is love. It is harmony.
And no religion.
No religions, no words, no twisting, no coercion, no nothing. It is all one perfect entity, and you are in it, of it, and part of it. So what came to me, and I'm going to put this out there because surely somebody might have thought about it or might do it, but for someone who's called to do it, it would be wonderful if someone in the research department of near-death out-of-body experiences would go compile as many stories as they can from people who've experiencers, put all their stories together, and come up with a new Bible.
Wow.
Because the experiences will be the journey and the entertainment of the Bible book.
Uh-huh.
But there's only one message everybody will receive, and that is everything is perfect, united, and harmonious. So whoever near-death researcher, go out there, make a new Bible based on people's experiences and what they're coming back with, and they all come back with love. They all come back with harmony and unity. So in that, I'm going to close this out.